So it is amazing, and our members are just loving it. They feel the power and just the energy, and it is just transformative to go from a 24 to a 48. And we love our 24. However, there's quite a difference between the 24 to the 48. It is a very powerful time for all of us to really think about what are patterns of thinking or feeling that we're ready to just shed. Because we have free will and choice in everything in life. And so just realizing that you have the ability to make that shift, bring more light by releasing and letting go of these thoughts and emotions, because from the epigenetic standpoint, and bring it the spirituality and connecting to the science, the thoughts and the feelings, they have an effect on the expression of your DNA.
The Energy Enhancement Systems?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that and your background on having the clinical studies, which was basically training, so that you knew how to really do the studies that are quantifying the healing intelligence that we have here.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking. And I know that my clinical training was really useful at many ways to look at what kind of diseases people were experiencing. And knowing how the allopathic system worked, I made a conscious decision that it was really time for people to shift and look at other forms of healing, which I'm grateful to train. But if I had to go back to when I really had the training, not only clinically, it was actually in a basic science lab at UCSF in a neuro-oncology lab. So I really kind of understood what it meant to have cells grow in a particular environment. And I think that's very useful because we're all growing in a certain environment all the time. And so the influences, whether it's internal, such as what Dr. Bruce Lipton shared in the biology of belief, as well external, and unfortunately there's a lot of negative energies around us, can influence our health and our life. And then fast forward, I made a commitment to God to serve humanity right before medical school. And that was always my passion. And so having the opportunity to serve people was really my driving force. And during my career, most of my time was taking care of patients, which I loved, getting to connect with them. But I was also a teacher and a professor of medicine. And that was very important for me to be able to connect with people and engage with them in that way. But in my academic career, I had the fortune of getting back into research, which was delightful because I've always loved the sciences, and I love kind of finding out ways that we can investigate things and show proof. And so what was interesting was that one of the ways that I got back into research was actually collaborating with an engineer. And so that was the start. But I also was involved in some national studies looking at the clinical effects of heart rhythm issues. And as I became trained as a lifestyle medicine and really understanding that health was really very many things that are very important. So lifestyle behaviors are so important. The food we put into our body, the water we put in our body, which I'm so grateful because I know Dr. Sandra Rose Michael is finding ways to heal the planet with the quality of our water and also our food. And so that's very important. But to the clinical studies, what was very interesting was that not only was I participating as a principal investigator in some of these studies, but I was asked to serve on the Hospital Systems Institutional Review Board. And I served for a couple of years, really kind of understood the ways that we really want to be very mindful and protective of people who decide to participate in studies and honoring their privacy and confidentiality. But we really respect that people are willing to contribute to the knowledge of science. And so knowing that was really very powerful, because it is really important to stay in integrity and in truth, especially in this important age right now, where so much is being revealed. The shadow side that we all have are being able to come to surface. And so part of this is really looking at how we can bring, in my view, the science along with the amazing spiritual technology that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael created with the Energy Enhancement System and bring it back together, because there's amazing science and physics with the EESystem, as we know, but to know that there's a technology that can shift not only at the physical layer, but emotional, mental, and spiritual level, that is just astounding. And we're so grateful to Dr. Sandra Rose Michael for bringing that technology to the planet.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely amazing. So how long have you been at this center, and when did you first start with your first set of EESystems?
Yes, that's a great question. So in June of 2021, I had decided that I really needed to leave the model of medicine that I no longer believed in and wanted to transition out. And I had been training in other areas of healing. And as I left, I also left to train in other modalities of healing, such as the neuro-linguistic programming, becoming a trainer, learning hypnosis, learning Huna energy healing, an ancient Hawaiian, Polynesian, Lemurian form of healing. And everything just was divine. It all fell into place. And coupled with my experience as a lifestyle medicine physician, I really was seeking a holistic approach to healing, but really understanding that the most powerful individual in the healing process is you. And it is you who can set the intentions, shift the thoughts, the emotions, to create the right vibration and frequency of the reality you want to create. And so I had created Wellness Visions. It was about empowering people to heal. And initially it was about education, coaching, building a community, which I really believe in the power of community, people coming together. But when I saw this amazing interview that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael did in May of 2022, I knew in my heart that this was the direction. And I had been practicing and getting connected to my intuition. I never thought I was very intuitive, but this was awakened, especially when I was doing my training with the Huna energy healing. And I knew in my heart this was the thing to bring to the community for healing. And so excited that even though I looked at the research and all the interviews I could find, that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael was really bring this technology with the true heart-based intention to heal the world. And so I committed to the 24-unit energy enhancement system even before I tried it.
Wow.
Yes. And I chose 24 specifically because she talked about how this was ideal biogeometry for DNA and cellular repair. So I did have a specific intention for that, even though all systems, no matter what size, I have a couple of EQs and they're super powerful too, for up to the 48, and there's a 60 unit on the planet. We're all part of a beautiful network, and that's the way I see it, that we're a family, as you said, to the EESystem. Yes, it's a family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And having that global grid of family around the world, right? And as you mentioned, if you have just a cube, which is 4 screens, or a 12-unit screen in an office, you're still getting the healing benefits of the energy itself. And this is absolutely powerful. I can definitely feel the difference. And there's another center that I saw some photos that have 108. Wow. So, and that just means we get to heal more people in less time.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So it's exponential to go from a 24 to 48.
Exponential.
Yes. And when I spoke to Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, she said it's 4 to 10 times the power of the 24 unit we had. But the interesting properties about scalar energy is it's nonlinear. So, we definitely feel it, and amazing stories have come out from people who've been in 48 unit in terms of healing and really accelerating the potential for healing. And I like to think is that we have this network of just this high vibrational love frequency that is surrounding the whole planet and really helping our members who are coming in, but our local community. And because the scalar energy is omnidirectional, it is going up into the sky and down to the land. It's just
beautiful,
yes,
love as
yes,
light. That's
yes,
how I describe scalar.
yes,
It is
absolutely.
light as love, and that is the purity of the essence of Mother Earth and Gaia energy, and the Schumann resonance that we were talking about as well as that which our heartbeat creates and produces. So I'm really interested about your studies and would love to know. So in this first one that you did, what were you looking for? Or what was the questions about?
Right.
Perhaps a little bit about the people and what they were dealing with, and tell us a little bit about that story, because I'm so fascinated
absolutely.
to actually have it in a clinical way. We have so many thousands of testimonials over the years, and this takes it to the scientific level. So,
Right, absolutely.
yes, thank you.
And with any types of research study, whether it's basic science or research clinically, there's always a question. And I know what prompted this question was finding my own personal effects. So I was really looking at the regenerative medicine space and looking at what was out there because I absolutely believe in the power of our own self-healing. But fortunately, there are scientists and physicians and other healers looking at that. And what I noticed was that my biological age, which was a couple years younger at baseline, it was likely due to my lifestyle. I eat mostly a plant-based diet. I exercise regularly. I meditate daily. And those are very powerful things to lower stress levels and also allow your body to repair itself by activating the potential for your stem cells to heal itself. But I saw after 6 hours of the Energy Enhancement System that it went from 50 to 47. And a few months later, and this is just with the E-cube, while I was waiting at that time for the 24 unit, that it was down to 38. And so this really intrigued me to find this, what seemed to be a very significant result with the EESystem. And Dr. Sandra Rose Michael has also mentioned that there were scientists at NASA who saw the healing in the DNA and the cells. So I was really intrigued on how we could measure that. And as you said, amazing testimonials. And for me, as a lifestyle medicine physician, I could measure things in very simple at-home kits, not only looking at the biological age, but metabolic factors such as hormone levels and cholesterol levels. And there are well-validated surveys on lifestyle behaviors, looking at areas that are really key, from nutrition, exercise, how people sleep, how people are connecting with each other or themselves. And so I'm grateful to have had these instruments to be able to ask the question, what are the epigenetic, metabolic, and quality of life measures that you can measure? And so that was part of the things that we were looking at for the Quantum Wellness Transformation Project. And we did a 6-month study. And at that time, we thought, well, let's look at what regular EESystem sessions, 2 hours at least, or people could bundle up and do a 10-hour overnight and just see what happens over 6 months, which was 52 weeks, or 26 weeks, but 52 hours. And so we did baseline and measured things at 3 and 6 months, including surveys, just to see what we would find out. And of the 26 participants, and they were members, and we're really grateful that they were willing to participate. 6 were men, 20 were women, and they ranged from age 40 to 70. And again, they answered lots of questions. They kept journals, so it was really very detailed on the information we gathered. And it was very interesting because even at 3 months, we could see that the rate of aging seemed to be slowing down. And it slowed down for a significant portion of the participants by 6 months. Not only that, but because science is always evolving and they're always getting data, the test kit that we used is used by well-known research facilities universities such as Harvard, Yale. And so one factor was just looking at a well-validated test. And so we saw that there are newer measures beyond telomeres where they look at the epigenetic expression of proteins and metabolites.
Brilliant.
And so they could take a look at that and compare it with others and look that where your biological age was dependent on the expression of that. And what we saw was that the majority, 82%, had significant slowing down of their aging and also reversal of their aging, and where the average age reduction biologically was 3.44 years.
And how much time was that? 6 months?
That was 6 months for 52 hours in a 24 unit.
Oh my goodness.
So we were really excited because not only did we see that you could show there was a change, but blood pressure improved. People had, some people lost weight, especially around the abdominal area with the visceral fat, which is associated with inflammation. Their hormone levels were also improved, whether it was testosterone to female hormones like progesterone and estrogen. And this correlated with people saying that they had, let's say, able to decrease or get off certain types of hormones like bioidentical hormones, and men and women having, let's say, improvement in their libido. And
always good.
Yeah, that's always good, especially without medications. And the other thing that was just fascinating, everybody had not only, most people had increased energy and a sense of well-being as reported by the testimonials, but they also had better sleep. And yes, deeper sleep. They actually found that they had more energy to eat healthy, make delicious meals. They also had more energy to exercise, which is amazing. Yes. And then they also found that they really had more connection to their body, to themselves. So from a higher soul, higher superconscious, they had more connection to who they really are, more purpose. But they also had a more connection to our Creator, to God. And so it was really very profound seeing all these changes happening during the 6 months. And part of the question we have is, I'm excited about doing more. We're actually finishing 100 hours in the 24 unit. And now with the 48 unit, we'd love to kind of look at what 100 hours does for someone being in the 48 unit. We're already hearing amazing testimonials about miracles happening with the Energy Enhancement System, many centers, but certainly with the 48 unit, there seems to be an acceleration in the ability for people to heal themselves.
This is absolutely profound. And thank you. So as you were sharing all of these different quality of life measures improving, I keep on seeing in the field this the concept, or really what is happening to your cells with the EESystems and with the energy enhancement of the scalar going into your cells. It's like every little cell in your body, and then all the little components within the cell and your mitochondria and all of those little buddies in there, they're getting lit up.
Oh, yes.
Just like a light sphere, right, if you will. And then anything on the cell wall of it just falls off, or it breaks off, or the free radicals just kind of, now that's the cleansing process, right? And this is what happens in the purification of the physical body. And so if we take that physical example of the cells being lit, and then when your cell's lit, nothing can hang on to it, right?
Absolutely.
As Hansa Yogananda said, where there is light, darkness cannot exist. So you bring the light into your cells, and everything else just falls off and cleans out. Right?
Yes.
That's why we do the purification and the baths and other things, to make sure that you help your body eliminate those things that are being purified by this energy. Now, let's take this concept a little further, if you will, because you mentioned in our previous conversation earlier today, and also just a couple minutes ago, that this is mental and emotional. Yes, it's physical. We get that. Now, let's take it to the other layers of consciousness and really into the cognitive sense. If this is happening to our cells getting lit up, right? And then our cognitive thoughts are also being lit up and purified of anything in the way of your wholeness and your purity and your cellular and emotion energetic integrity, then your emotions are getting cleaned up, your belief systems are getting cleaned up, your karmic contracts are getting cleaned up, and boom, new timeline, new reality, new life. Like, that's the kind of transformation that I'm actually hearing from so many people now.
Oh, absolutely. And especially in this special time, this energetic time where we are releasing things. And we had this recent lunar eclipse in Virgo, the spring equinox, and as you said, the Satya Yuga is this golden age that is wonderful to be part of this age of enlightenment and renaissance, and then followed by the solar eclipse in Aries coming in the next week. It is a very powerful time for all of us to really think about what are old patterns of thinking or feeling that we're ready to just shed, because we have free will and choice in everything in life. And so just realizing that you have the ability to make that shift, bring more light by releasing and letting go of these thoughts and emotions, because from the epigenetic standpoint, and bring it the spirituality and connecting to the science, the thoughts and the feelings, they have a effect on the expression of your DNA and can cause dis-ease. So from the cellular standpoint, this is happening in the nuclei of your cells and affecting change all along the cellular structure. And yes, the EESystem is amazing in increasing your electrical charge and giving the potential to heal, not only doing that, but your mitochondria, which are your energy storehouses. And so it's happening at multiple levels when you think about it, that the EESystem is making the shift at multiple planes simultaneously with a beautiful energy that is going to really allow you to make the shift easier, especially when you're ready to make the choice. When you have awareness that, oh, these are the things that are keeping me stuck. And it's an ongoing journey. And what I've discovered is, I, like everybody else, I have things that I'm ready to release. And so it's a matter of choice to really kind of think about what you want to create in your life. And I think that we are ready to be in this age of enlightenment where there is only peace and love and harmony and balance. And the sooner that we take our own power back, we are in the age of Aquarius, it's power back to the people, and also really allowing that process to happen the way it is. But the fact that you make the choice and meditate on it. So when people come in here, the best thing is for them to focus on a specific intention that they are wanting to shift in their life. How can you release things, even if it's been maybe decades of trauma? Because I've seen it, I've heard it. And it's just so amazing that people are doing this themselves. Yes, it's wonderful to have guides or healers facilitate that, but it is entirely possible for people to be very aware of the roots of some of this stuck energy or trauma, whether it's this lifetime, in the womb, ancestrally, or in past lives. If people are willing to kind of go down deep. And timeline shifts are happening all over the timeline right now, so it's an exciting time.
And this is a quantum field.
It
That's
is.
the thing, right? You come in here with your energy of manifestations and intentions and healing yourself and healing the world, and guess what? It happens.
Oh, yes.
Real quick. And now in this timeline, astrologically, on the planet, prophecy-wise, all the things, I like to refer to it as the regeneration, right? We had the Renaissance a couple lifetimes ago. Now it's the regeneration.
Oh, I love that.
And in regenerative medicine.
Yes.
And really, that's where we are learning how to thrive in harmony with nature again.
Exactly.
And this is the energy of nature. And I loved your presentation earlier today.
Oh,
as
thank
well,
you.
right?
Yes.
So, Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the energy itself of being, here we are in San Francisco, a very busy city. Most people live in city zones, and you can step into what feels like the soothing environment of being in a beautiful, lush rainforest, or just being somewhere out in nature, like whatever the ions or everything going on in here, everyone feels it.
Yes,
It's profound as
absolutely.
well. Like,
Yes, it's amazing. The Schumann resonance, as you said, the frequency of a virgin rainforest and how refreshing that is. And so being in this beautiful, coherent field is like stepping into nature. So Dr. Sandra Rose Michael has really brought science in recreating the frequencies, these natural healing frequencies, into a place that you can come to. And some of our members who are very dedicated to their health, they come multiple times a week. They come in regularly because we're aware that right now there's a lot of, let's say, toxicities that some are silent, like EMF and 5G, and air pollution, water pollution. So this is really a great way to detoxify and it's really part of the process of being in the EE system is to do your detox process. And you feel amazing. I know that people who sometimes are in the system will ask, well, how often? Really at this time, because of the toxicity, at least once a week.
yes.
And this is in discussion with Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, who is amazing holistic healer herself and integrated biophysicist, that she knows the science of what will work. And it really is not only coming to an E system, but really bring your energy into a center, because many centers, system centers around the world, they are locally owned, and people have committed to healing the planet with Dr. Sandra Rose Michael. And we are just sharing our hearts about this beautiful technology that can give people the ability to make these tremendous shifts easily and quickly.
Absolutely. So amazing. And this is exactly also just prophesized.
Yes.
It's part of prophecy in all of the technology needs consciousness. And now we're having the awakening of the ages. This is part of what many, many prophets have talked about for this timeline that we're in. So being a part of the mission to heal humanity is definitely something that I know a lot of people are going to resonate with. So
absolutely,
part of heal thyself, and then we heal the world at the same time. It's not in like some linear order, right? It's yes, and as you are healing yourself, you are naturally healing the environment, those around you, your relationships, your thoughts, your choices, and the ripple effect, the true ROI, right? The return of your intentions.
Yes, yes.
The reciprocity of that energy is really, really what is going to create the big shift here. Right?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, Dr. Sandra loves to talk about the Mobius and the infinite wave.
The aloha.
Aloha, the DNA wave of dance, that we're able to just be able to affect that change within us right now. And having the opportunity, as you said, to give and then receive. And that's part of that beautiful infinite wave of love frequency that is here in the E system.
And I get that question a lot too. Well, how many days a week should I go? Or how many times a month should I go? Well, it all depends on you, right? If you have issues in your tissues, then you might need to go a few times a week or stay overnight or something. If you're just looking for a maintenance plan, because like you said, the whole world and society and every environment we are in now is bombarding us with all kinds of silent toxins and not so silent ones that are being called out right now.
Right.
It's another amazing thing that's happening. And it's part of maintenance as well, right? It's like energetic hygiene.
Exactly.
Energetic hygiene. There you go. And you can get your aura cleansed and your thoughts and belief systems, emotions, and your physical cells as well. I mean, is there anything else that can do that in a collective space?
Right. I don't know of any other technology that is like this. It really, truly is brilliant. And to really kind of know that for some people, to your question about how much time, it's going to be individualized.
course.
And some of it may be awareness of how long you have been in the state, and really not only focus on the intention and bringing the energy of excitement on a different pathway, different frequency, but trusting and allowing whatever may unfold. And so when people ask how much time, it's actually an element of doubt and fear. So we do ask people to really trust the process. We do suggest, if you wish, to connect with your higher sacred self, your superconscious, because they have the answers, and the body's intelligence is bringing everything up to be cleared. And Dr. Sandra Rose Michael has said that everything that comes up physically is meant to be cleared. So knowing that, you have to thank your body for what it's bringing up. And I know many people are familiar with Ho'oponopono, and they're beautiful mantras, and you can bring that to yourself. I'm sorry, maybe you've done things to your body that may not have been the highest and best, but you can forgive yourself. That's part of the process of healing. Thank yourself, and also love yourself. Because one of the things that I know many people, they find are issues in terms of their healing journey is that they are worthy of being loved. And they're worthy of all the good things, all the abundance of health and love and joy and peace that is meant for them. And really kind of reawakening that divine spark that's all within us right now.
Yes, yes.
So when they awaken that divine spark and really understand that part of it is just being humble about the awesomeness of nature and creation and our creator, Mother Earth.
And ourselves.
Yes, and like Dr. Bruce Lipton, I like to say we are a representative of heaven on earth within us right now. And if you can achieve that state, how much will it transform you and our world? So we're moving even closer to that, so it's really an exciting time.
That feels like a responsibility. We are responsible for being a part of that collective positive influence to help humanity ascend and to help others heal, right? We can only do that by being a living example of it ourselves first. So
very true. And I really think that, I know some people are questioning what their purpose in life is. And really, as many of the indigenous know, it is being in the moment, being in a state of gratitude and having compassion for yourself. We were talking about Guanyin, who is part of the field here, like many ascended masters that come into our space, and all the angelic realm as well. However, having compassion for yourself is one of the key things that will help accelerate your healing.
And also increase your intuition, because it brings you back to that frequency of innocence. And then back to this question of how many times a week do we go? Your intuition, your body will lean in, will tell you, will give you the clues and or the desire to go when it wants more.
Yes.
Right? And then it'll also tell you, I need a bath and we need some detoxing and clearing it. And then we can go again a little bit later. So
yes, absolutely. And so the Wellness Visions team and I, we notice when we are due for a detox bath, we can feel just maybe like our body's a little off or a little achy. And oh my gosh, when we have that detox bath, it is amazing.
Makes such a big difference.
Yes, it makes such a big difference.
Absolutely. And so we'll be sure to share Dr. Sandra's bath recipe also. That's available on the website, and a direct link to the bath salts, because the combination of it, and when you buy them from EESystems, they're supercharged, right? Like they get all the energy infused. And so you only need to use a couple of tablespoons rather than cups worth of the product. So that makes it nice and easy. And thank you for my bag. I'll go home and take a bath now. I've been in this beautiful field all day long. Absolutely amazing. And we get to come back again tomorrow. So take a look, everyone, at Dr. Jennie Hsu and Wellness Visions, her beautiful purpose and mission here on the planet to help you heal and your family and this beautiful community that you're in service to. Absolutely profound. I'm so grateful to spend some time with you.
Oh, very honored that you're here and just representing Energy Enhancement System and just spreading just how amazing this technology, and there's more to come in terms of the sciences and the research projects. I know Dr. Glenn Ryan had done a recent study on the updated hypercharger and showing what a significant change compared to the previous hypercharger, 51% change in the energy and the potential for healing that's embedded in objects like the medallions we are wearing, the bracelets we're wearing.
Yeah.
Yes, which we know this medallion creates a 5-foot toroidal field around us, and the bracelets improve the blood flow and oxygenates and hydrates our cells along with the medallion. So lots of benefits for the scalar energy that we can wear. So I know that Energy Enhancement System is always looking to find ways to bring new products, and there's more to come.
Oh, yes.
Like the hydrogen bottle and yes, and other things. So really looking forward to what Energy Enhancement System is going to be bringing in terms of new products that's going to be coming out soon.
Yes, absolutely, and likewise. And let's also talk about the integration of stem cells and the song laser, because Dr. Todd is a friend and colleague of mine as well. And this was something that I told him. I was like, hey, you need the EESystems in your office so that every one of your patients are receiving this. And of course, here you are actually doing it. So that is another amazing synchronicity. Are you going to be doing studies on that as well?
Yes, I am. And what was very interesting.
My inner geek just had a backflip. That was so exciting.
Yeah, I know. It was a download for me, to bring them together.
Yes.
And my sense was that the energy enhancement system is defined feminine energy. Some people describe it as being in a womb, and it's a sacred temple, sacred site, all the EESystem centers. And knowing that Dr. Todd Ovakaitis had some amazing results with the song laser treatment, I was really very intrigued because it was bringing two very powerful and really higher consciousness technology together. Because at some level, even the EESystem, we were talking about that it's an ascension chamber, it's an interdimensional portal. And coupling that with the song laser, and I've had conversations with Dr. Todd about that, and he was very intrigued by what I was sharing with him about the clinical effects of the energy enhancement system. And when I presented the Quantum Wellness Transformation Project at the Longevity Fest, which is sponsored by the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine in Las Vegas in December, I had the opportunity to have a conversation with Dr. Sandra Rose Michael and brought up that I was about to get trained in the song laser procedure. And she brought up that she had discussed it with Dr. Todd Ovakaitis years ago. So it's very interesting that things are aligning to bring it together, because both have different ways that overlap, but are also different. So with the energy enhancement system, what I feel is the beneficial aspect is that when people are in the state of dis-ease, like having a cancer, for example, their cellular charge drops. And so to really be able to have the energy to heal yourself, you have to bring that cellular charge up, which...
Yes, turn up the light.
Yes, turn on the light. And also, it's so valuable for that whole detox process that keeps us stuck in that disease state. And how the similarities are is they both activate stem cells, which is amazing. And with the song laser procedure, it is akin to taking your own stem cells,
Right.
which is check,
One.
not anybody else's.
Or anything
it's your
else's.
Yes, your own. And then you are able to isolate these very small embryonic-like cells in your own blood. We treat it with a specialized laser, the song laser. It has properties very akin to energy enhancement system, where they basically cancel each other out but produce a new energy that's beneficial in many ways to your cells. And then what you do is you reintroduce the cells after you set your intention. They're like little babies.
Yeah.
And so you send your attention and your love to your own stem cell.
Newborn.
Yes. And then you reintroduce it back into your body. And you use the laser to focus on the areas of the body that you're looking to heal. However, there are different protocols. There's a youthing protocol, for example, that's the whole brain and the spine, as well as targeting all the endocrine systems. But let's say he has done research with different collaborators that have looked at either clinical case studies, and they're astounding. So from people who are suffering from neurological disorders like strokes, neuropathies, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, they're seeing effects of improvement in different things like sensation, movement, memory, very much like the EESystem. But to me, this is a way to really bring synergy in these two amazing technologies.
And weaving the masculine and the
Feminine, yes.
Where the masculine of the stem cells is very mechanical, it's very physical, it's action doingness oriented, and then the energy is feminine, and it's the aloha and the love. And so the combination of it is, I'm just very, very excited to see the results, and especially the quantified clinical studies. So.
Right, yes, absolutely.
That's going to be really fun to announce. So
yes.
I might fly back up and announce that.
Oh, wonderful.
It just makes so much sense,
yes.
right? And it would be really amazing also. Let's see if we can talk to Dr. Todd and Sandra about getting together.
Yes.
And yeah, working with you on that. It's absolutely one of, I think, the breakthroughs in what was the reverse aging, right? Natural healing, which it is not the alternative. Nature is the OG, and it always will be.
Yes.
And yes. We are returning to the original. And
absolutely.
with so much more understanding, right? We now have nanosciences. We now have physics. We now have so much more education about how to work with the energy and with the true systems of nature. I mean, you went all the way to the polarized allopathic side, and now back to this beautiful blend, right? And weaving all of the different types of belief systems and training and everything. So I absolutely love and honor and respect your completely holistic view that is really giving people a profound just hope and joy and realization of that they too can be whole. They too can be healed. They too can live a high quality life of love and happiness. And, you know, the fact that you have, what is it, about the meditation, right? It was 7 hours of meditating, or monks.
Oh, yes. So, yes, the energy enhancement system is amazing because you can the science shows that you can get into a meditative deep state like Tibetan monks in 7 minutes. And so people who are experienced meditators, they love the energy enhancement system. And so it is a way to allow you to achieve such a high vibrational state. And as you were saying, many of us, this is part of the human experience in this time and space, is to experience darkness. And so while I had this awakening and awareness of what I was doing was really not in alignment, part of this process of wholeness is integrating and bring light to the dark, as you were mentioning earlier, and integrating it into the light. And so, you know, sending out more love to the dark. And I know many of my fellow doctor friends, nurses I worked with, they have a beautiful heart and want to heal. And knowing that they can be able to do something and be part of the movement, it's really rising along with the awakening. It's all happening in so many different planes. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and it's not about, you know, the disruptive or energy or getting rid of anything. It's about yes and both. There's a time and place for everything. It's about weaving and bringing it together and finding that balance, which I feel you've done so beautifully.
Oh, thank you. I'm really grateful for the ways that I could navigate this space, and grateful to Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, Energy Enhancement System, Dr. Glenn Ryan, all these scientists, Dr. Todd Overkites, and I think all the family of the EESystem. I have had such an experience when I contact EESystem, talking to the customer service. We just had Marino here coming to install, and along with Gus, and they were just,
We're family.
yes, they were just so wonderful to work with, and I'm grateful that together we're bringing this to our communities, all the centers around the planet. So we are prepared for all those awakening to come in and to experience the power and the magic of the system, knowing that you are just taking your healing to the next level, this fifth dimensional level that, as you said, the ancients knew about, and we're right at this intersection, this convergence of the timelines, and those who are ready to make the shift are here.
You're getting the memo.
Yes.
In all sorts of ways, right? In dreams and synchronicities and intuitive guidance, it's all coming in now. And yeah, this is it. What we came here for. This is my favorite lifetime.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you're just sharing the message with everybody around the world, and connecting with the EESystem family at many ways. And it's an amazing thing that you're doing, just traveling around and
Loving
hearing.
up the centers.
Yeah.
Loving up the centers and your communities. And yeah, this is such an absolute honor. And I'm so excited to come and see you at your center. If you're an Energy Enhancement Systems owner, well, that is part of what I'm here for, is to come and visit you and talk about your mission, your purpose, your alignment, the testimonials that your community has been experiencing, and then share the love with all the EESystems family around the world. And we have a beautiful campaign to share with you here in a little bit. So I'm going to share some more about that with everyone again sometime soon. For now, thank you, Dr. Jennie.
Oh, thank you. I'm really honored that you're here, just accelerating the shift with the EESystem. Thank you.